Coming up on 6 a.m. on WKYT this morning, several communities are still without water this morning. Find out when it could be flowing again.
Frustration certainly growing there. Also on WKYT, the week is starting off with more snow, and that's leading to some slick roads this morning. We'll have a live look.
And the community is honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A look at the kickoff to today's events in Lexington.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you, and it is a federal holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day in America. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. Great to see you on this Monday, January 15th. Another round of snow hit us last night. Definitely some slick roads out there.
Yes, slick places.
Driveways.
Driveways. I failed this morning. Your car wouldn't start. I mean, there were issues.
It's been a struggle.
It's a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Let's go to meteorologist Tim Caldwell, who says more snow is on the way.
And I'm fine. I'm just hanging out over here for now. I said that. Now something's going to happen to me. I'm going to fall walking from here to the weather center. Right now, though, on our tower cam, we're looking just pretty good, really. No snow falling, at least on this side of town. And if it is, it's very light. Now, what you'll run into is the true nature of the setup that we have out there. Even though we've got a swath of snow throughout the entire area from Covington down to Williamsburg, you'll likely also run into heavier rates at times as well. And that's what we picked up overnight, maybe a quick inch for some of us, which kind of helps the overall total for this next round that's going to be moving in later today. There's an Arctic front on the way. It's dropping into Kentucky and will likely bring us another chance of snow. So overall, probably 1 to 3 inches. Starting with this morning and then going all the way through essentially tomorrow afternoon. A little bit higher for our friends across southeastern Kentucky, maybe 2 to 4 inches there. Getting ready to post this on WKYT.com, so if you want to read it and get a better assessment of what's going on out there. I'll have it up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Okay, we'll check it out. We thank you, Jim. And this morning, snow moving into the region has already created a reason to slow down if you're heading out somewhere this morning.
Several roads are very slick this morning, and crews are out on the roadways to make sure you stay safe. WKYT's Matthew Rand is live with a look at those road conditions right now. Matthew?
Good morning, Bill and Andrea. I'm standing here at Winchester Road and East Loudon Avenue, and road crews have had a crack at things out here, but conditions still very slick. You can see actually the snow sitting here on the roadways, causing some problems for drivers, people taking it slow, being careful, and that's the name of the game. Take it slow, give yourself extra time getting where you need to go this morning. Let's take a live look right now out on that road, on the roadways. This is a video coming to us live from our own photojournalist Ray Brown. He is on Liberty heading toward News Circle, and you can just see how slick it is out there, that the snow really sticking out there, and that's what we were watching out for this morning with the increased risk of the possibility of wrecks out there trying to avoid. Let's get to some video we shot earlier this morning. You can see road crews were out on the job this morning, scraping off the roads and spreading salt. Good news is Fayette County Public Schools were already off for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, so hopefully not as much traffic out there on the road causing problems for folks here this morning. Again, we're just watching drivers out here the last little bit, and they seem to be handling this so far so good. Just taking it easy, taking it slow, and navigating these slick conditions. We'll keep an eye on it out here, but for now, reporting live in Lexington, Matthew Rand, WKYT.
Matthew, thank you. And this morning, the cold weather may have played a role in a Lexington woman's death. The 62-year-old woman and her husband were living in a tent off Winchester Road near Sir Barton Way. She was found dead yesterday. Police say she had several underlying health issues. Her husband is now at the Catholic Action Center.
She'd take his shirt off her back and hand it to you. She was the love of my life, and I lost her. And I'm telling you, I'll never get it back.
The Fayette County coroner has not released the woman's cause of death officially. Police say they do not suspect foul play.
Officials are reminding everyone to check on loved ones and the vulnerable this winter. In McCracken County in far western Kentucky, WPSD says the coroner responded to 2 hypothermia deaths over the weekend. Here in Lexington, if you see someone who might need help, call the Compassionate Caravan. You can also find that number on WKYT.com. Today, people across the country are honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Several celebrations are scheduled across central Kentucky, and the annual Unity Breakfast in Lexington is one of those. It's getting underway in just minutes. WKYT's Emily Arroyo is live at Heritage Hall with a look. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. It's going to be a big one. It's the 24th annual Unity Breakfast, and you can see just some of the tables behind me. It's kicking off in about 30 minutes. Joining me now is Unity Chairman, Mr. Lee Jackson. Mr. Jackson, just come over here and tell us a little bit about what events are going on today, starting with today's breakfast.
Well, the breakfast kicks off a day of celebration for Dr. King. Following the breakfast at 10 a.m. there's the annual march, and then after the march at 11 o'clock there's a public program.
Our viewers should be seeing on the side of their screen some footage from last year's breakfast. It was a huge success. You expect a big turnout today as well, even though there's some cold conditions outside.
Yes, we expect a big crowd today. We're sold out. And just a matter of people come out today, but we are completely sold out at the breakfast, 1,730 people.
And Mr. Jackson, we were speaking just a couple minutes ago, and you were telling me what an impact Dr. King had on your life growing up here in Kentucky. Can you just recap those messages you had for some of our viewers?
Yes, growing up in Harlan County in Lynch, Kentucky, coal mining, Dr. King had a big influence on my life because of his ideals. So when I came to the University of Kentucky, I thought about his struggle and what he was doing, and that helped me persevere through my college days at the University of Kentucky.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. I know you've got a lot to get to today. It's going to be a big one. We'll continue to cover all the events going on around Lexington throughout the day, so stay with WKYT. For now, live in Lexington, I'm Emily Arroyo, WKYT.
All right, Emily, thank you. And we do have a traffic alert to pass along to you this morning. An off-ramp on Interstate 64 in Franklin County will be closed about 5 days. The state tells us it plans to close the exit ramp from Interstate 64 west to US 127 south. They say it's for emergency repairs. If you want to get to Lawrenceburg, you can use exit 58 and follow US 60 to Kentucky 676 to Highway 127.
This morning, thousands of people in Martin County are still without water, and they're getting very frustrated. They haven't had it for more than a week. Crews of the Martin County Water District were able to connect some to the Kermit water supply, but then the main line to that broke, leaving hundreds of people without water again. And people who have been without water these days are now fed up.
We've bought every gallon we've used to cook, every gallon we've used to bath, and every gallon we've used to mop, do dishes, feed the dogs, feed the cats. They're not helping us.
Some people have been connected to water in Pike and other areas, and some have gone to the Prestonburg water supply. There is no timetable for when the problem will be solved for people without any water service.
This morning, the lights are back on for some people in Powell, Lee, and Estill counties. Jackson Energy says a car hit a transmission pole over the weekend. It knocked out power to more than 1,000 customers. Crews worked throughout the night to get service restored, but it didn't come back on until around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. A warming shelter was opened, but emergency officials say most people didn't need it.
There were alternative heating sources. People went to stay with friends and neighbors, family. We've seen in the past that Estill County doesn't tend to shelter a lot of people.
Officials do ask people who have an alternative power source to follow safety precautions.
And we do want to check weather this morning. There was a sudden burst of snow, probably the 3-4 o'clock hour, and that caused some significant issues.
Yeah, it's not horrible, but like you said, it is still kind of a headache.
It lays because of the cold.
Right. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell on this first alert severe weather day.
It lays kind of like Bill did when he fell in his driveway this morning. He just couldn't get up. All right, let's go right to our live sky cam where we have snow that is sticking to the rooftops. You can see it, a brand new little nice coating of snow showing up out there on top of what some of us already had. 21 degrees. That's the actual air temperature, but it feels a whole lot worse than that. It feels like 11. And unfortunately, we're going to be talking more and more about the feels like or the wind chill temperature over the next few days. It's going to be at some pretty tough levels again. Snow here in and around Lexington, not quite as heavy as it was, and it's starting to taper off. And it will over the next few hours when we'll be dealing with the lighter snow showers a little more energy up to our north, though. But to look at them up close, you'll see at times where you see these little streaks where it's a little bit brighter and wider. That's some of the heavier snow bands that are settling in. The heaviest stuff now for us is showing up just to our east, right around Moorhead, up to Flemingsburg, and some back toward Frenchburg as well, and some toward the south and east. Now we just get ready for the actual Arctic front that drops in on us later on today. That's why the winter weather advisory was issued for this. It continues working its way through the area, and it is a slow moving system. So what it will do is it'll get, especially in eastern Kentucky, will squeeze the moisture out of it, probably getting in on a little more as far as accumulations are concerned because of that. Getting into the higher elevations. Winter weather advisory now includes the eastern Kentucky too, by the way. The cold air is just coming. Watch by tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. We're back in the single digits at 11. At 11 o'clock. Now, we've got snow on the ground, too, so that's certainly going to help it along. 1 to 3 inches of snow between basically this morning and tomorrow, and then you've got 2 to 4 in the higher elevations of southeastern Kentucky. It's not all snow, cold, and gloom and doom in this 7-day forecast, though, because by Friday, we're above freezing, and by Saturday and Sunday, you'll be saying, snow who? Because we're right back in the thick of spring-like conditions here, 50s pushing close to 60 degrees. That won't last again. You know, last year it lasted a whole month. But this year, you know, we've got these colder shots that keep coming back and forth. So we'll track it all for you.
It's hard to gain your footing, isn't it, with these ups and downs, right?
Is that a shot again?
We love Bill. We wouldn't pick on you if we didn't love you.
It wasn't the going down that was so bad. It was trying to get back up.
Yeah.
I'd love to have video. Do you have a security camera out front of your house?
Slick spots out there.
Oh, he's not going to let me know.
Not going to release it to you. All right, 6:11 on WKYT this morning.
And each morning we bring you weather and traffic together.
And let's check and see what's happening right now, bright and early. 15-minute ride out of Nicholasville, so it's a return to normal right now, and about 11 minutes from Versailles, no problems. I-75 doing okay this morning as well, but we do have those slick spots wherever you go. So as we take a look right now at Man of War and Alumni, you can see that.
Right, that shot courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government live drive camera. In a lot of areas, the roads are so covered with snow that you can't see the lines, so it's kind of just guess where you're going. Use your memory.
Yeah, this being a heavily traveled area, you know, the traffic is kind of taken care of that. But some of those, you're right, side streets are said to be very slick this morning. 6:12 now on WKYT on your Monday morning with a lot more on the way.
Still ahead, dozens are injured after a floor collapses at a stock exchange. The latest details from overnight.
And a familiar name is coming back to Ford's truck lineup. We'll show you the next Ranger that's on the showroom floors coming up.
First Alert Weather is brought to you by LAC. Join now and get 3 months free. Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5. There's a scary new fact in Kentucky HIV numbers and dirt.